We've been having a whale of a time here at Lyon so far this season. The goals have been flying in, the performances have been, on the whole, spectacular, and we're starting to build up a head of steam to get ourselves towards the upper reaches of the table. We're in 5th currently, only 3 points behind second place Monaco, and with better goal difference than anyone else around us other than the top two, we're starting to close the gap. Whether PSG are catchable or not remains to be seen, but certainly second is an absolute possibility. And of course, things are going very tastily for us in Europe as well, and a win away from home against Sporting Lisbon would just round off the group stage beautifully before we head to the final game against Bohemians in the next episode. And then it's January transfer window time, where hopefully the manager will strengthen and give us a little bit more capability to perhaps properly challenge then for maybe the title, but certainly at the very least the cup trophy here in France, and fingers crossed as well in the Europa League too. We haven't yet properly challenged at any club we've been at in the latter stages of any European competition. This might be the year for that. We shall find out in due course. We start with Montpellier, who are in the relegation zone at the bottom of the table, so without jinxing myself, we should do well. Then we know we're already safe and looking good in the Europa League, so the Sporting game should just be run-of-the-mill. And then the third and final game is back in league football against Troyes away from home, which also should be pretty straightforward. So let's go and get the job done, shall we? I, so far, if I show you the player stats, am leading the goal-scoring charts by 3 from, of course, Kylian Mbappe there in second. I've 15 and 13. He's 12 and 14. There's not much between the two of us so far. I've also, however, gotten 3 assists so far this season, which is level with him. So I continue to have the better overall goal contribution thus far this season than anyone else in the division. It is arguably, as we said a couple of episodes ago, my best season so far on a personal individual note. We've had loads of hat-tricks this season already, and you never know, we might get another one today. Objectives for this home game then against Montpellier. Both should hopefully come hand in hand, I'd like to think, at home against a side that are relegation threatened. Obviously, Montpellier not too distant past. Won Ligue 1 with Olivier Giroud up top. Is it 2012? I think maybe Montpellier were Ligue 1 champions. Might be mistaken there, but I think my memory serves me correctly. They are struggling so far this season. Not that you'd be able to tell, because within 4 minutes, they've taken a 1-0 lead here at the Groupama Stadium. And it doesn't look like they're the ones at the bottom and we're the ones at the top, does it? Not on that evidence. Boos already around the ground. Give us at least chance to respond, please. Fan base. That would be nice. Le Penant. That went nicely to Gallardo and into me. PSG have already won on their particular match day, so they're up to 34 points now. We were 8 points behind on 23 when they were on 31. So if we lose this, we'll go a full 11 points behind the league leaders. And at this stage of the season, I'd go as far as to say that's probably uncatchable. Christ knows what that first time pass was from my guy there. Definitely put enough power on it to try and get it to Gavi. It's a lovely turn by Daryl DK. And I don't know why their guy's back-heeled it either. There's been some questionable happenings in the opening 15 minutes. None more so than how that's ended up in the back of the net. Montpellier lead by 2. And now I kind of understand the boos a little bit. Why the first guy back-heeled it, I've no idea. But scooping it from there into the far corner is an unbelievable finish. Montpellier 2-0 in front. And, well, certainly won't be in the relegation zone anymore after this, will they? Not if they see this through. And if we pull it back, then it's a phenomenal comeback. This is not exactly what I had in mind when I started recording. DK through the gap nicely. Here's Almiron, tackled by Longley. Tolisso, Reina Adelaide, Tolisso. Reina Adelaide will look for me, and Gavi is on the run. And he's played in behind. Support is arriving from myself. So if Reina Adelaide looks for me, can't quite hold it up. Reina Adelaide is in the box. And the keeper makes a very good stop to deny our midfielder the chance to pull one back. Lomami, Tolisso. Jeff Reina Adelaide does love to get forward and push into that spot just behind me. Gavi could play me in here. Reina Adelaide looking for Tolisso in the middle, but his pass is given away, as is the resulting Montpellier one as well. Gavi finds Reina Adelaide this time, and here's Lebanon. Might even have been Tolisso. It was indeed. Tolisso loses it instead, though, this time, and 5 minutes to go in this first half. We are absolutely not on it here, or even close to being on it. One of the most frustrating first halves we've put together so far as Lyon. As I was waxing lyrical about us in the intro, we've then fallen flat on our faces as the game got underway. Good save by Kamara, though, as that was travelling towards the top corner. Politano going off already. Must be carrying an injury or have picked up an injury, surely. Turkey coming on in his place. There's surely no way the manager has made that change without there having been some unusual circumstances. How that hasn't gone in, I have no idea. Off the bar with the header. Would have been a great time to score just before half-time, but we're denied again. Not allowed, it seems, to get our way today. Pumped out wide. Gavi wins the header. Reina Adelaide to me. Gavi the obvious. I'm still here with him. And he'll get it to me. Trying to shift it about. Found Tolisso. Gets himself tackled. Some of our build-up play has actually been pretty decent. But that final ball, that final moment, just hasn't been there. Lebanon. Metz equalised against Marseille, which is good news for us. Marseille in and around us in the Champions League spots. Again, I'm fouled as playing the pass. Kamara makes another big stop. The goalkeeper has certainly kept them in a winning position. That's 2, if not 3, very important saves he's made now. Certainly, perhaps even more, to ensure that we haven't gotten ourselves either level or, in fact, in front. But evidently, Anthony Lopez is having to be called upon occasionally as well. I want that kind of played in behind, if possible. Lomami will look to do it. He's found me well to feet. Hold off the defence, but there's not much room here. I'm going to have to use a teammate. Lebanon, Cherki, Gavi. Gallardo's arriving around the outside, but again, that final ball, that final pass or finish hasn't been there. When we have been able to break in behind, the goalkeeper's been too good. Can't say we haven't had the chances in this fixture to score 3 goals, because we absolutely have. But Kamara at the other end of the pitch, he's done insanely well in between the sticks, and if it weren't for the slow start, then we could have got something from this. Certainly, at least a point, if not. Oh my God. Maybe a victory if we're able to still find 1 goal between now and the end of the game. We've just been so unlucky since going 2-0 down. But obviously going 2-0 down in the first place is absolutely our fault. Oh, I'm well offside now. Tolisso just denied myself the opportunity to break in behind or play Reina Adelaide in behind. And again, Kamara, I think, made the save there to knock it onto the post. We've just not had the luck in front of goal in this one. I could have had a couple of goals myself. I could have had a couple of assists myself. We could have had 4 or 5 goals as a team. But despite all of the pressure, and in other games, they would have gone in. But in this one, it's just not gone our way, has it? And a Baranachea coming on for Lebanon now, but you feel it's too little too late. Jeff Reina Adelaide, nice little dink outside, out wide. Play me through. I need movement. I need movement. It's arriving slowly. Go on. There's one. But it's too little, too late. It's not a lifeline. It's literally the last kick of the game. We could have had so much more from this. So frustrating. It's almost more frustrating to actually then score with the last kick of it. I'd almost rather have lost 2-0 and just been like, well, it was one of those days. But we've just proven that we could do it. We just didn't do it often enough. Really awful, slow, terrible start to the game. And from there, we worked our way through it. Battered on the door, hit the woodwork. Keeper made 3 or 4 worldy saves, as well as a couple of other more regular ones. And we lost. Now, we don't need a result in the Europa League. But I'd certainly like to get one to show that we're actually going to do something today. What is my decision? Oh, I can't request a wage increase yet. I need some more skill points, please. We're very nearly at the halfway stage towards level 30, so we should be getting ourselves some extra skill points sooner rather than later. For now, I could really do with a better performance this time, please. Let's be better this time. I'll easily get the passes, albeit away from home against Sporting. Do they have their ground in the game? They don't. We're playing at the Waldstadion, which is certainly one of the least sounding Portuguese stadiums you've ever heard. Sporting second in the group and look likely to progress regardless of what happens in this fixture ahead of Bohemians and Steaua Bucharest, but no real surprise at that. The group has gone as you might well have expected the group to go. It's been the domestic league competition that hasn't necessarily given us what we might have hoped from it or expected from it, but in Europe, well, Jeffrey Adelaide's taking his sweet bloody time there, isn't he? Just shoot, pal. See how easy it is when you actually just shoot. Simple side finish, side foot finish, and in the 8th minute, we take the lead. Boots pour le Chesnoid, and, well, if he just shot when I gave it to him, he could have got a goal himself. At least he's got the assist, to be fair. The shot that I put in was actually right next to the bloody goalkeeper, but thankfully he didn't get there. We lead in Europe, what a shock. I continue my outrageous goal-scoring record in this competition. 9 goals in 5 games. Taking it on solo and then looking for the support. Ribeiro is there, but it's blocked well. And away we come. I've got support with me. Finds Jeffrey Adelaide, who gets it to Gavi. Making a run. It's not the run, but still some good possession play from us. We need that support. I see the movement on the right-hand side there from Politano, who may have had to come off in the last game, but certainly well enough to start this one. A few days later, they've gifted that straight back to us. I'll get that across there, and someone will shoot. And Gavi, with the most unnecessary 1-2 before shooting you've ever seen, to deny me the assist, but at least the team score the goal. Why has he not just shot there, then? Why has he got to play that 1-2? I don't know. Just FIFA things. 2-0. And, well, this is the carbon copy of the other game. It's just that it's flipped, and it's gone our way this time. Ribeiro out wide to Pedro Porro. And into Ribeiro again. No, it's a Grinic forward from midfield. Here's Geni and Pedro Porro. Save forced from Anthony Lopez, but dealt with by Anthony Lopez. Ribeiro to Geni Catamo. Never mind. Teammates ran into each other. Herberto. Oh, that wasn't great, was it, mate? Ribeiro, couple of ball rolls. It's fallen to Catamo again. There's a bit of a farce at the minute. You hear the clown music playing. As Ribeiro scores to bring Sporting back into it. That was all a bit of a mess from both teams, wasn't it, really? But then at least the finish was of decent quality. It wasn't just a tame goal. He's hit that first time from there and bent that right into the top corner. That's a world-class finish on the end of a Sunday League move of football. I mean, it continues. Deary me. Never mind. Thankfully, we scored 2. Hopefully, we won't need to score any more. Catamo. Roshinha over the top. Pedro Porro forward from right wing-back. Catamo in the box now. Danger this. It might be equalising before the end of the first half. It was 2-2 against Steaua Bucharest after 90 minutes. It might be 2-2 here against Sporting after 45. Oh, well, I put everything behind that, but the pass didn't go to a teammate. And still, here comes Sporting. Roshinha. He's just been allowed to run into the box. Scrambled clear. Win that header. Come on then. Send me. It's a little bit wide, but I'll get on to the end of it. I'm going to have to do something spectacular here, though. And I've failed miserably in doing so. 2-1 up at the break. Ribeiro. Oh, Grinic. He's going to find Roshinha. And they was always favourite to score from that situation. Sporting have turned it around. It's 2-2 in the Europa League. Top spot might still potentially be in question. Although with Bohemians on the final day, I don't think it really is. But it would be nice to definitively say, you know, we're top of the group because we beat second in the group twice. We won 3-0 on home turf. I tried to just nip through a gap there that disappeared on me. We won 3-0 on home turf with a hat-trick And we started off well today in this one, but it's fallen away from us, and still Sporting keep coming. They potentially want to finish top of the group themselves to get a better draw in the next round. Of course, top of the group goes straight to the round of 16. Second in the group faces a side that finished third in their group in the Champions League. So it is actually quite important, more so arguably than the Champions League, to finish top of your group rather than second, because you actually end up with 2 extra games to play to try and reach the final. So Sporting do have a lot to play for here, and there is a lot on the line. So you can understand why they've fought so hard to get themselves back into it. We just didn't anticipate it actually happening once we went 2-0 up. But happen it has, and fight hard to try and win it still. We shall! The keeper was a little bit slow to pick up the flight of that, and I thought for a moment that was going to fly into the back of the net, and he might have just made a mistake. No mistake. No third goal. But there is still 10 minutes left. And the ball is coming forward here. Short to Tolisso. In there to Jackie! There's the third. Le but pour Lyon. And we lead away from home again. That will be top of the group, thank you. Oh, I've intercepted that nicely. Not normally part of my game, intercepting, but done well there. Gallardo will play that to me. And into Turkey again. Oh, another assist would have seen my match rating fly up. It has gone up to 8.4. I need an 8.5, annoyingly. Rather unsurprisingly, I'm sat 0.1 short. Grab another goal or an assist personally, or even just a goal as a team to go 4-2 up and be involved in the move, and maybe I can get that 8.5. Ruben Vinagre. I'll try and work hard to get it back, but by doing so, I might actually end up ruining my rating too much so in the first place. 2 minutes to go. If we concede, then I certainly won't get even an 8.4. Nice run here by Rosinho. Tackled by Thilo Kehrer, although his attempted clearance was awful. Has then got a secondary block on it. Jeffrey Adelaide could complete said clearance. He's got support. Teammate is calling for it next to him. He just is electing not to play it to him. Then kicks it straight to a Sporting man. Diego Abreu. A Grinitz. Good block. Necessary block. I don't know what the defender was doing there, but we do get the win. And we nearly gifted them another equaliser. We allowed them back in the game. It was by no means as easy as we hoped it would be after the first game. I do get an 8.6. It gave me a nice little boost at the end of the game. Thank you very much. I'll take that. That'll keep us in the starting lineup, certainly, with a boost to our manager favour for the third and final game. I get man of the match as well. Up next, away from home against Troyes in Liga. Better individual performance in the last game. 3 shots on target, if not 4, is going to be not necessarily easy to come by. You can see what the game thinks of the competition level, being it expects a 9 of me and 60% possession as a team, so certainly the game fully expects us to beat Troyes here and probably beat them quite handsomely as well. Whether we will or not remains to be seen. But Troyes, certainly one of the smaller sides in Liga. And, well, they're part of the City group, actually, I think, aren't they? So, I'm not sure if they've got any loanees from Manchester City in their 11 today. They certainly haven't started off well there. Look out wide. There we go. And into me, but Desmet was right with me. Oh, and then Perozzo has just taken it past me, unfortunately. I tried to anticipate what he was going to do there and step in. He's absolutely sold me off. And now Ripart is in behind, looking to potentially give Troyes an early lead. We've had early goals in both games so far today. Bruce might be looking to make it 3 from 3. Kouame, Yeboah. It might have been 3 from 3 if Meunier wasn't awful. Yes, that is former Barcelona Meunier. And that's why he's not at Barcelona anymore. Meunier out to Larouki. And Nunez. Larouki again, nicely around the corner. Cross could come in here. Danger. Danger cleared by Ben Davies. Let's get to that first and nod it in front of Politano, who can hopefully take on the man in front of him. Set me in behind. Slightly wayward with the touch, but in a good position to do exactly that. We're making a habit of it now, aren't we? We made a habit of it our whole career, really. Just fast enough. Just. By the skin of our teeth in situations like that. I've got a head start, and you can see how the defenders are closing in on me. But finding the angle, as we generally tend to do, my 16th goal in 15 games, and continually, I'll try and stay ahead of a certain Mr. Mbupi. We have our 1-0 lead, but we haven't been great so far today, and we might not have that 1-0 lead for long. Anthony Lopez makes the save. That was rather important, wasn't it? Very nearly came close to jinxing myself, just as we did in a previous episode as well. Sanchez wins that header, and we will see the lead through till half-time, unlike that Steaua Bucharest game. Back to Palaversa. Still only a single goal in it, and you've seen from the way that we were poor in the first game, and the way that Sporting came back in the second, that league lead is not safe. A 0-0, we still hang in the balance here, and with Troyes creating chances like that, it might not be long before they get the equaliser they're searching for. Quick switch out there to Politano. A little dart back, send one defender, use Politano because the other man would have gone offside. He could get that back inside, and then I'm here potentially for a second. Dubois needed the first time shot, and I couldn't get it done. The defender steps in. I tried to kind of drop the shoulder and look as if I was going to take the touch whilst wanting to actually take the first time effort and fool the defender. Turns out, fooled myself because my guy did take the touch, and then I didn't get the shot away. Just like that. Took the touch, didn't get the pass away. Final whistle sounds, and we have struggled to a second victory in 3, but it is a victory nonetheless. I guess that's a sign of a good team. The old adage, when you're not playing well but you still get the wins, that's when you know you might be on to it. Was literally our only shot of the game. Didn't realise we were quite that bad as a team, but it was genuinely our only shot of the entire game. I'm in the starting lineup, thankfully, for the next game against Troyes, presumably, although I imagine I'll be tired, as are the majority of my teammates. We did rotate a little bit for that last game with the nature of the fixture list. I have an activity here just to read a book. Christmas is on its way, of course, but we're not there yet. That's going to be available in 13 days' time. I'm on 90 grand a week. If I can get myself up to 84 rated with my next set of skill points, which I certainly expect to do, then we can earn ourselves an extra 20 grand a week in our wages, and we're certainly getting closer and closer. We're sick now. We're certainly getting closer and closer to being level 30 and having some more skill points. I'm not sure how many levels it goes up to. If you guys could let me know in the comment section, I'd very much appreciate it. I'm not sure how high the level system goes and at what point you stop getting skill points, but we're only 83 rated, and it's not like we've purposefully misdirected our skill attributes. I could probably get my overall rating certainly higher than 83, but you can get it as high as like 92, 93, so you'd like to think there are still a lot more skill points left to be earned. We shall wait and see as time goes by. As it happens in the league, we actually haven't dropped that far. If we'd have won the first game rather than losing it, we would actually have found ourselves in 3rd place, still 3 points behind Monaco. As it happens, we're now 6 points behind Monaco and a full 12 behind PSG, but with a game in hand. So beat Toulouse, and hopefully we can get ourselves back into the European spots. But we do need strengthening in January, you imagine. But fingers crossed, there will be some strengthening in January. We live in hope. We'll seal out the European group tomorrow and hopefully get ourselves back into the top 4 in domestic competition too. And then we're not too far away from the first game in the French Cup. Join me for it. I'll see you next time.